In this video, I will walk you through the GK report. But before we dive into the GK report, I will walk you through the steps to get the GK data. First of all, when you set up the goalkeeper athlete profile, you can go to the settings and go to athlete. When you add this goalkeeper, make sure you select the position as goalkeeper in English, not in other languages, and make sure the position name is exactly spelled like this, with a space in between, and the G and K are uppercase, so they're not lowercase, and they're not initials, not GK, but goalkeeper. And the second thing you want to check is the bands. So go to the dive load bands, make sure the bands are applied to the players, especially when you add new goalkeepers. After you add the profile here, make sure you go to this dive load band and apply it to the selected athletes. And you do the same for time to feet bands. So apply these bands to all the players. Okay, and then you can give the device to the goalkeepers and collect some GK data. In this GK report, down here, is filtered by only the goalkeepers, so it won't show any other players but just the goalkeepers. It will show you the active duration, the total distance, and also in the summary, it will show you the total number of dives. Then it will show you the high intensity dives, the number of high intensity dives. And it will show you the average time to feet, which means after a dive, after the goalkeeper is on the ground, how fast can they back to their feet? How fast can they get up? So the unit here is second. That means the player A here, on average, it takes him 1.3 seconds to get back on the feet after a dive. And for this player number 12, it takes 1.1 second to get back to the feet. And then how many times of explosive efforts for each goalkeeper and how many jumps for each goalkeeper. This is the summary table. And down here on the left, you can see the count of dives at each direction. The green one means player A, player number 1, had 25 dives to the left and 23 dives to the right and 2 dives in the center. And for player number 12, he had 2 dives to the left and 3 dives to the right. And on the right, this chart shows how many of those dives were high intensity dives at each direction. And then down here, this is an interesting one. So how fast can they get back to the feet after the dives at each direction? So usually, if the goalkeeper is right-handed, then they will be a little bit slower on the left side. And this is a very good parameter to tell how fast they can get back and what is the reaction speed after the dives. And on the right is how fast they can get back to their feet after high intensity dives. Here you can already see when it's a high intensity dive, it takes a little bit longer time. It takes about 2 seconds to get back. But on average for all the dives, it takes only 1.3 seconds to get back for this player. And down here on the left is what is the movement pattern for the goalkeepers. So you see this is a radar chart, how many explosive efforts each goalkeeper has done in different directions, forward, backward, to the left, and to the right. And then the last chart is about the jumps how many jumps in total, and we can break down the jumps into three categories: the jumps below 20 centimeters, the jumps between 20 to 40 centimeters, and the jumps above 40 centimeters, which are very high intensity jumps. So we can see this player number 12 had a lot of jumps, but this player number 1 actually had a high intensity jump. So you can see the different patterns of the goalkeepers again. And if you want to export the GK report, it's the same as the other dashboards. You can just right click here and export PDF, and then save and export for the PDF.